Hey everyone, welcome back. Right, in a previous video I installed a vintage vacuum wiper motor. Hold on, where's the camera? Yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm using this new gimbal. Isn't it cool? Look, hey! Follows me about like a stalker. Right, where was I? Right, so I installed a vintage vacuum wiper motor. Okay, now the problem with that is they don't work very well. They're designed to take negative pressure off of the intake manifold, which is only there at idle. As soon as you start revving, going up a hill, you've got no vacuum anymore and your wipers go nyeh. So if it's raining, you're going up a hill, no wipers. I may have the solution. I want constant vacuum, or at least vacuum at the flick of a switch. So yesterday I ordered this on Amazon. It's just a little vacuum pump, and hopefully I can just hook that straight up to the motor. It's a 12 volt, so it'll just take a fused line off of the fuse box, a little switch in the dash. I'll give it a go. I'll hook it up first before I go too mad and see if it's got enough suck. So let's do it. You still following me or what? Right, I hope you can see it's dark in here. So for now, I've basically got a positive and a negative wire hooked up to this motor. Now it's got the two line connections in the back. I don't know which is suck and which is blow. I guess we'll find out. I'll hook this up before I hook up to that and we'll find out. So I'll just hook this up to the fuse box somewhere for now. I'm glad I installed this fuse box somewhere accessible. Okay. When I hook the negative up to a ground of some description, the motor should go. Steering wheel's probably grounded. Yes, right. Okay, that one is the suck. Straight away, I don't think that's going to be enough suck. Right, let's hook it up to the motor, which involves a bit of subterranean dash work. It's in there. Never see me again. It's nice knowing you. Okay, I've got the old one off. Get the new one on. I can find the pipe. Right. Right, the hose is on the pipe. Plug this into the suck. Let's see if anything happens, if I can get it on. Right folks, wish me luck. Look at that. Now, it's quite noisy. I don't know if you heard that, but to be honest, I don't think I'm going to hear it when the engine's running anyway. And I don't intend to be driving about in the rain much. That is superb. Right, what's next? Next I need to finish the actual wiper arm mechanism. I've got the driver's side on, but I need to do the passenger side, so that's next. That's awesome. So these are my remaining parts. Another wiper. It's really not a fancy one. I do have a fancy one somewhere. This big chrome job. And I was thinking that I would slide this inside there. But this has actually got a steel top, so I guess that's the whole thing. That's instead of that. So I'm just going to use that. Plus this is the right size. The other one's too long. A bit like this wiper arm. It is about that too long. I said in a previous video, hopefully I can just, if you look closely in there, I should be able to open that up, cut a bit of this off, put that back on and crimp it down. So I just need to work out the right size. I'll install this onto the window first and then I'll get a better idea how short it has to go and whether or not I need to straighten it or if the bend is actually going to help me. We'll see. These are really awkward to line up. I won't actually know if it's in the right place until I activate it. I know that one's in the right place. Well, it was the last time I checked. But we'll see where this one goes to. I think they both come in the way and out the way. Let's find out. I mean, come on, it's vintage technology and it still works, kind of, with a bit more suck. Right, so now I need to wire up a switch on the inside. The only downside to the switch means when I switch it off, it won't go back down. I need to switch it off at just the right time or it'll be stuck in the middle. That's okay, I can deal with that. Right then, it's time to crack open my box of fancy LED toggle switches. These are really cool. As you can see, there's 3 connections. Power coming in, power going out, and that's a little earth. Because when you earth that and flick that, that should light up. I think it lights up blue, which will be nice. And I have many toggle switches. So I need to find somewhere to mount that, do some more wiring, find somewhere to hide that very quiet vacuum pump that I've got, and see how it all comes together. I'll just keep twiddling the knob. Cool, eh? Well, it's cooler when it actually does something. So I need to enlarge a hole in the dash, fit that, wire it, and we're good. Right, let's wire up this son of a switch. So I've decided to go for the middle hole. I had to enlarge it a little bit. Now that comes in from the inside out, so I will wire it up first. Okay, what have we got? We have a fused wire coming from the fuse box. I've got a 15 amp fuse in there. So that goes into the positive. What's next? So this now needs to be a positive feed to the positive of the motor. I'm using all shielded plugs on this one because I don't want anything touching. Everything behind the dash is going to be shielded covered wires. So that goes to the positive. Okay, and then this requires a negative. Now I've got 2 negatives hooked up to the fuse panel. One will be for the pump and one will be for that switch, which I'll show you in a second. So the other negative goes to the switch, which will help power, or that will ground out the little LED at the top. That's that all wired up. I haven't quite decided where I'm putting this yet. so I've not cut the pipe. I don't want the pipe too long, because I think the shorter the pipe, the better the suck. So let's install the switch, at least, because that's where that's going to go. Oh, goodness. Bit of a rat's nest going on in here. Don't worry, it's on the list. On the big list of jobs. Oh, hold on a sec. I think one nut goes on first, so that you can adjust the height of the, or how far this protrudes. Let's start with that. And it has a washer. I'm not sure what way round to put the washer on. Let's put the washer through the front. So you stick through there. That metal's thicker than I thought it was. Washer, nut, tighten. Okay. Right, so I suppose all that's left to do is put the ignition on and see what happens. Here we go. Guess that was the on position. Maiden voyages are always a wee bit haphazard. I need to get the proper terminals for this, that won't do at all. Take two. I just think this hose is too long. I'm going to cut it. Can always add some form of joining pipe if I have to. It needs to be about that long. Okay, last chance for you, little pump. There we go. Or not. I wonder if it's getting caught in something in there. It's in the mechanism. So you know how much I love those fiddly jobs? Well, look, it's like middle of the night already. However, check this out. Remember I had to adapt that wiper blade to fit because it was a bit longer. I think it was designed for a bigger window, which required more pressure on a blade. So I've adjusted that. So here's what happens now. Finally. So what have we learned? We've learned that old technology is pretty clever, but not very efficient. Not compared to today's standards. compared to today's standards. Sounds like I'll try to start a car. Anyway, you can get the old vacuum motors to work constantly without the engine running, which is handy when you're going up a hill in the rain. I wouldn't recommend it though, honestly. If you can afford it, get the electric motor conversion. I will be getting that at some point in the future, but for now I had to use what I've got, which is what hot rodding is all about. Right folks, I'm going to have my coffee and a yummy butter tart. I think I deserve it. Thanks for watching today. Please tune in on the next one. Please subscribe. Take care everyone. Bye bye.